Guess who's back again? Yes, it's me, Asifa Lahore, with Sergio.
Hi, hello, Asifa.
Hello. Before we get going, what you must do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell notification if you want to receive brand new videos from me. An interesting episode.
That's a word. That's a word. I think it'd be quite a few points in Scrabble. Do I think it relates to this episode? Perhaps not. Is it me? Or did these episodes kind of... There is a formula to it.
Yes, of course there is.
And, you know, like, I know that they're going to come out. It's going to be the two queens that did well in the previous episode. And I was just like... I was done with it even before it started. And I want to love it, and I loved it. But...
You were unfulfilled.
I was unfulfilled. It was like a... Yeah, it was like a really, really bad John.
Yes.
It just didn't satisfy me.
Fine, so let's go into the episode. From last week, which queen was eliminated, Sergio?
It was Raja O'Hara.
No, it wasn't. It was a double Shantae.
Oh, yeah!
It was a double Shantae, boys and girls.
Oh, yes.
And everyone in between.
So, both Brooklyn Heights and Evie Oddly was saved.
They were saved.
It was deserved.
So deserved. And then they come into the workroom. And what's the goss? What's the tea?
So they sit down and they speak about, you know, what went down. Evie is grateful.
Yes, to be saved.
To be saved. And also, most importantly, that she got to prove herself.
Yes.
And that, you know, let's not beat around the bush. Brooklyn is a trained dancer, and Brooklyn understands her body.
Yes.
And understands how to, you know, use movement to...
Oh, I want to understand Brooklyn's body.
Yeah, you do. And she uses movement to best express herself. So the fact that Evie stepped up, you know, she's a contender. And I think, you know, the other queens were a bit shook. You know, like... you know, queens like...
I think Silky was a bit like, why is Evie still here?
Oh, but like, you know, in the recap at the beginning, that shady editing.
Yes.
When RuPaul goes, you know, girls that's a lip sync.
Yeah.
And it cuts to Silky.
To Silky.
I was like, Yeah. And then Silky comes in. She's like, you know, this is all I can do. It's all I've brought. You know, this is the kind of queen I am.
Yes. And this is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to step my pussy up.
Yeah. This,
I don't need to.
I've been doing well. This is me. F you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other queens, like, you know, like what's all these like, Sergio? Such as Sugarcane mention, you know, that it's kind of open.
Yes.
Which, in my eyes, I think it's a full racehorse.
Yes.
But, you know, let them believe.
But it's interesting, the queens are believing that each of them could win.
They have a chance.
So it's a brand new work day. The queens come into the workroom and they have a little bit of a discussion, if I'm not mistaken.
Tell me about that discussion.
I can't remember it. That's how interesting it was.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah, but what I do remember was that RuPaul comes into the workroom.
That I remember.
Wearing a fabulous pink suit.
And did you love how he was doing a bit of like shameless plug? Well, she is the queen of marketing.
Totally.
She's wearing a RuPaul's DragCon t-shirt.
Of course, we love RuPaul's DragCon.
We do. We really do.
Actually, let me take this opportunity to let everybody know we are going to be at the UK equivalent, where we are going to be at Drag World UK on the 17th and 18th of August. Later this year, and we will be selling exotic jewels. So that's just our little plug there.
I like it, a bit shameless.
Exotic jewels by Asifa Lahore. Anyway, so yeah, DragCon's amazing.
It's gonna be amazing, and you know, listen, it's her horse. Let her flog it.
Amen.
And then,
what did you think of the mini challenge?
Oh my god, it is one of the highlights for me of every season. I love the reading. And
the library is open.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Of all of, you know, the various seasons, one queen that you think did a really good reading.
Oh, Darian Lake.
Oh my goodness. You remind me of a Russian doll.
Yes.
So full of yourself.
Yeah.
I go back to Jujubee.
Well, she was the original winner.
She was. Legendary that you are. I see legs. And there, oh, look, I do have dairy.
You do have dairy,
yes, she's a growing girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? I thought that this was the worst reading challenge ever.
Preach. It was bad.
It was so bad. At times, I was just laughing at them.
And it was awkward.
Yeah.
Like
Nina West, I expected Nina West to be better.
Because, you know, she has this whole improv
and she's quite
background.
quick.
She's witty, but it really didn't translate.
No.
And even, okay, so straight up, the best ones were Akiria, Brooklyn, and Evie.
Yes.
But even then, they were still a bit wooden.
Compare them to other seasons, I wouldn't have thought, oh my gosh, you know, I wouldn't have thought they were up there.
No.
I'll be honest, I expected more from two queens in particular. Nina, who I've said, and Silky. I thought Silky would have been amazing at reading.
But did you notice that bit when essentially Rue kind of, you know, told her to quieten down?
And also speed up.
Speed up and quieten, because, you know, yes, she is naturally funny, she is naturally quick. You know, the whole, you know, can I have a footnote? Having an actual note, come on. She's naturally gregarious. And there's such charm in that.
Yes.
But, you know, like, she's aware that she's charming, but then she amps it up for reality television, and I hate to use that term, but it's too much.
Yeah.
And we are the queens of too much.
Yes.
But I'm like, oh, girl, take a Valium.
Oh, of course. But, so, the winner of the challenges?
Brooklyn Heights.
And, did you feel that was deserved?
She was one of the better, of this bunch, she was one of the better ones. Didn't blow me away. I would have given it to Akiria, if I'm honest.
Really?
I liked Akiria. There is something really charming about Akiria.
Yes.
And she reminds me of, like, a Bendela.
Yes.
You know, with her reads and just her charm, where she's reading you, but it isn't mean.
No.
Which I really like.
But then that is the true art of reading.
Yeah.
Where you're not essentially cussing somebody, you're not, you know, putting someone down. You're actually putting them down without them even knowing.
It's an aggressive compliment.
Yes.
Like, you know, you do that quite well.
Oh, I do.
You giveth.
Yes.
And then you taketh.
Yes, I know.
You've developed an art form out of it.
Oh, of course.
And as essentially her prize is to set up the teams for the
main challenge. Right. So the main challenge, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and everyone in between, it's essentially an improvisation acting challenge based around the police.
The police. Was it LADP?
Yeah.
Which was Los Angeles Drag Patrol.
There you go. Well done. Very well done.
Break down the acronym.
Yes. And essentially what they had to do is with two guest judges who were...
I know one of them. Cheyenne Jackson and a female comedian who's been on the show before.
Yes, she's been on very much, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's been once before. She did a roast.
Yes, I remember.
I think
either season 5 or 6.
Season 5.
Yes.
It was the Michelle Visage.
Yes.
We like to call her.
Yes.
The Michelle Visage roast.
Yes, it was indeed. So those two guest judges were basically the two cops.
Yes.
In the challenge. And what Brooklyn won in the mini challenge was to pair up each of the queens, as you said.
Yes.
Now the pairings were Brooklyn chose to go with Nina West, which I think was a very clever move.
It was very clever, and she was very direct about it.
Yes.
You know, she lacks improv skills. She chose to go with Nina because Nina is experienced, and you know she said, you know, I might be in a relationship with, paraphrasing, I might be in a relationship with Nina, but...
With Vangie,
but I will choose Nina because Nina will support me better.
Amen.
Because Vangie will forever be Vangie.
Exactly.
Speaking of Vangie...
she was paired with none other than Plastic Tiara.
Akiria was placed with...
Evie Oddly.
And the last pair were Silky...
and Sugarcane.
Now, something very interesting that Evie said was how, you know, be it strategic or be it not, each of the the strongest contenders were paired with someone weaker.
Yes.
Or arguably weaker.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes. I agree with it to the extent that I think Brooklyn was being strategic. I think she did pair certain people off. For example, her own self, she needed Nina, or she felt at that time she needed Nina to get through that challenge. I think pairing Vangie with Plastique was kind of shady in the sense that Plastique would not have shone against Vangie, and obviously Brooklyn is Vangie's boyfriend.
Yes, of course.
So there was a bit of...
The reality is, and no shade to Plastique, but regardless of who she'd been paired with, she would have been the weaker pair because of this bunch. Her area of, her forte isn't.
It's not improv.
No.
But then that's why I think in Brooklyn's mind, what I assume is she thought, okay, let me pair Vangie with Plastique because Vangie will shine.
Well, yeah.
Do you get it?
That's
I think
proper chess move.
That was a proper chess move. But, we'll learn what happens later on.
Yeah.
I quite liked the pairing of Silky and Sugar because there is a balance there.
Yes.
I know Silky can be over the top, but on paper, I think Sugar can give as much.
Oh, totally. If we go back to why does there have to be Black Panther?
There you go.
And she played a crazy auntie.
Yeah.
She was really quick.
Yeah.
And whereas Silky has this natural rawness,
yes.
Sugar, and you see that with her as a boy,
very refined.
Very refined as a maturity.
Yes.
And I think of all of the pairs, on paper, they were my favourite.
Yeah, I agree.
I did also like the idea of Evie and Akira.
Yes. I was curious about that pairing. I wanted to see how it would come across. Because Evie, we know her odd charm, we know her talent for acting, we know how she pushes boundaries. And then you've got Akira, who's so, refined, polished, elegant. There's always a poise there.
Is that your elegant?
Yes.
Way?
Sorry, that's just my elegant move.
Like
There's a poise there, right? So I was curious to see how that would come together, especially in an improvisation challenge.
Yeah.
So we move on to the main challenge itself. And what did you like about this challenge?
I loved RuPaul as the emergency operator.
911.
She emergency. Oh my god, that was amazing.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
So first improv skit was
Silky and Sugar.
Silky and Sugar, and Silky was selling dodgy. Sorry, Silky was being a dodgy Denise selling shit butt pads, black market
out of her trunk. And can I just say, she played the ultimate stereotype.
Oh my god, she so did.
She was selling chicken. The butt pads had irons in them. She was just being ghetto.
But it was kind of clever because when we think paddings, do you remember it was the whole thing about chicken fillets?
Yes.
So, but again, she took it next level.
Yes.
Oh my god.
She was. Can I just say?
Sorry, we have to go back just 1 second.
Go on.
The best read, it just came to me, and I think you'll forever be with me. The best read of the entire reading challenge was when Brooklyn turned to RuPaul and went, "Precious." No, is that oh my god! And I was like, she looks like Precious.
She does. Yeah. She looks so much like Precious.
So that made me laugh. Anyway, go on.
So I was saying that I really loved Silky's improvisation. Whatever was thrown at her, she just went with it.
Yeah.
She was quick. She was snappy, and never at any point did it feel contrived.
And there's no fear.
No.
Some people are caught at the plastiques.
Yes.
And it goes to deer in headlights.
Yes.
She was just she's the perfect improv partner. She went yes and. Exactly. She always added. Oh, she was so quick, and she made me laugh.
Also, she did overshadow Sugar. She overshadowed Sugar like anything.
But do you think that that's her fault, or is that Sugar's fault for not stepping up?
I think it's a catch-22 situation. I think if you're... Silky is out there to win, we can see that.
Yeah.
But I do feel in group challenges or in challenges where you're a pair, you're not Silky, you're appearing.
Yes, yeah.
You know.
You have to take one for the team.
Sugar is great, right? Sugar is great, and that's why they both got through. Yeah. Sugar wasn't terrible. However, if Sugar was terrible, like say other two queens who we're going to go and mention, it could have landed them both in the bottom two. So you do have to think, okay, this isn't about group or pairings or myself. It's actually about the whole.
That is very true, because had she given Sugar some leeway, you know, it would have been more balanced.
Exactly.
Yeah, because she did totally outshine.
Because actually, I think Silky thinking about Silky cost her the win of the challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So that's what I think. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I think she... Again, we know that she was going to be good. Even right from the beginning, she was going to be stellar. But I think you're right. With these sort of challenges, you kind of have to essentially think of the whole package.
Yes.
And I don't think she was really doing that.
Yes.
Again, Silky thinks of number one.
Yeah.
That's Silky's game. So the second pair were Brooklyn and Nina, and they were, you know, the police officers were called out for a she-emergency of a nude sunbather.
Nudity, yes.
And the nudist at hand was
the
Brooklyn.
sexy Brooklyn Heights.
Listen, let it
those nipples.
And again, she was using what she knows best, which is movement, to express herself.
Yes.
And she, you know, was able to sell it.
Yes.
So much so that she forgot to bring Nina out.
Exactly, and Nina had to come out herself. And let's be honest, Nina was great.
Yes, Nina was good.
Nina was good. I actually thought that this was a pairing where both of them sort of balanced each other out. Yes, Brooklyn killed it and definitely outshone Nina West. But, you know, there was such a great synergy between them.
So much. They work really well together. They understood to give each other moments. Well, once Nina appeared.
Yes.
But there was a lot of back and throw.
Yes.
Which I think
worked into their benefit, really.
And, you know, all of her pirouettes and, you know, getting her babs out. Yeah, Brooklyn killed it.
It worked. And I really like that, you know, when she got down on the floor and did that position with her legs. I wanted to be up in there.
Sisters.
Do you think it was smooth?
It's very smooth.
Yeah, very smooth and pink. Okay, so the third pairing we go on to is Vangie and Plastic Tiara.
Yes, this was a car crash.
This was such a car crash. So they were playing essentially alley cats. You had Plastic playing a Broadway cat and Vangie playing a ghetto alley cat.
Just playing Vangie.
But Vangie just ended up playing Vangie from the word go. And I didn't quite understand what was going on. There was a lot of shouting, a lot of boo-ha.
Then there was something about milk. Then there was something about Rosabella and Kat.
Yes. Memory. Moonlight.
See, we could have done a better job, man.
I just wish it was better. Plastic was a car crash.
But the best thing about that...
She was like a rabbit in headlights.
Rupaul is the operator who actually spoke fluent cat.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, we can speak cat. Anyone can speak cat. It's good.
Yeah.
So, you know...
Yeah, it was.
Let's move on. I don't like that. Was a shit, an absolute bad job that both of them did.
Yeah.
Okay, then we move on to
the last pairing, which was
Ikeria and Evie.
In my eyes, amazing.
I actually think that was probably the best balanced performance of all four of the pairings. Ikeria was amazing. It was such an all-rounded character, well thought out.
I'm going to put it out there. I think of all of the queens, and one who would deserve Miss Congeniality, if she doesn't win, would be Ikeria.
Really?
There's something so charming about her.
Yes, I agree.
And both as Akira, both as as her
male and female,
in the confessionals.
Yeah.
There's such charm, there's such kindness in her eyes.
Yes.
Like in her confessionals, all her facial expressions, there's real warmth, and you see that she's trying.
Yes.
And she's trying for herself.
Yes.
And the times where she has called out Plastique, and
yes.
she has been the main proponent calling out Plastique.
Yes.
There is no viciousness.
Yes.
It's just like, get your facts right.
Yes.
Are you telling us the right thing?
Yes.
So yeah, she's my favourite, and she really came to play with this episode.
Yes.
And they were playing street twerkers.
Yes. And, essentially the story was that they were long lost mother and daughters on the same street. And it was touching and funny and camp.
Yeah.
And just even the police officers got involved. Oh my gosh, one thing we didn't mention was... What's his name?
Jackson.
Cheyenne Jackson is fit. So fit, like...
He's tall.
Honey, I'd bottom for him. I'd spread eagle. I'd be like, yeah, put it in.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
I'd back onto it.
Stand there like a statue.
You can put it in here.
See, you're so crude. But alas.
Well, it depends what you're chatting about. I'm just chatting about his truncheon.
I like it. Oh, I like a truncheon.
Oh, and can I say, one thing that so he was wearing shorts. Do cops in the States wear shorts?
I think they do. In that part of the world, they do.
Why can't our British policemen wear shorts?
Conventions.
And like half, shirts.
Yeah, the fact that
that's
summer,
sexy.
So I think it's also like protection and
right.
all of that.
But he's sexy.
Because again, remember the cops in the US are armoured. They've got guns and stuff. Whereas ours just have like little.
But he looked fit with his
he's cute.
T-shirts and his shorts. Oh, I wish our British policemen could be like that too. So. It's a brand new work day. The girls come in for the elimination day and they start getting ready for the runway.
Yeah.
And Evie tells us that the runway theme this week is...
face skinnies.
And it's based on the classic look that RuPaul did in season...
I have no idea.
Season 9 or 10. I can't remember. They all kind of blur into one after a while.
It was cute. I think calling it a classic is stretching it.
Right.
It was good.
Well, it's RuPaul, stretching her brand and going, oh, look at my iconic look.
Amazing, am I? And then they're all working on their faces. Some are doing full face. Some are doing just lips and eyes.
Silky. See, because I'm just doing my lips. Honey, I wish I could do that every day. Just do my lips.
Yeah. Which you can do
yes.
to begin with. Yeah.
So we then go on to the actual runway.
Yes.
And
what do you think of RuPaul? So I was actually thinking about this. Her silhouette is very like Queen Anne period. It's of that silhouette, of like the slight hump on the skirt. Don't love it. It's a bit.
To me, it was just standard RuPaul silhouette. It didn't blow me away.
It was nothing,
It was very queenabelle.com.
Queenabelle, plug 'em. Do they still even exist?
I don't know, but even if they don't,
they were
they should exist.
Yeah.
Or RuPaul should set up his own, Queenabelle.
Yeah.
Can I be totally honest with you? This runway didn't blow me away.
I was bored. Like, first one out, Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
She was basic.
It was, like...
I got the whole gist of it, the leather,
it looked unfinished. Like,
it looked unfinished.
Looked unfinished.
Again, it was the same silhouette that she was doing again and again and again.
And the fact that she didn't have eye makeup really did show.
Yeah. I wasn't impressed.
No. Sugar came out in a Victorian silhouette in a very interesting print.
Yes.
She looked like, a period gimp. That was...
Yes. Yeah. I'll be honest,
I
get the concept, but at the same time, I wasn't blown away by it.
I wasn't loving it. Period gimps.
Yeah. Even the ones that I really look forward to, like the Brooklyns or even the Evies, they were just okay for me. They didn't blow me away.
I think Evie was one of the better ones.
Yes.
She thinks out of the box. It did, like she said, it did veer on Club Kid.
Yeah.
But there was no, on the specifics, there was nothing that said that she couldn't do Club Kid. And I think
Brooklyn, Vangie, and Evie, they were all Club Kids, really.
Yeah.
I just wasn't blown away.
Yeah, I think I didn't really love Nina's or Brooklyn's. No. I could see the attention to detail in Brooklyn's. It really told her point of view.
Right.
It was very ornate. It was very, expensive looking.
Yeah.
But I just didn't love it. Nina, I got the Clockwork Orange reference.
Yeah.
But there's just something about Nina where I think Nina's got into her head about being a comedy queen.
Yes.
And she believes that she can't sell looks, so that translates.
Yeah, so that's her defense mechanism.
Yeah, and I think she could so do.
Yeah. So there is a wall there with
There is a wall, certainly.
Acaria was my favourite.
Oh my god, amazing.
There was a concept there was a look there, but at the same time, the face kini was there.
Yes.
But there was a bit, the lines going down her legs.
It was visually appealing.
Yeah.
Because it's not the most of. It's very striking, but it's not easy on the eye.
No.
Seeing, because it's also covered. There's no real areas to focus your attention.
Yes.
With her, the lines, it was ergonomic. It had a point of view,
and it was essentially cosmetic surgery gone wrong.
Yes,
and it was it played on the comedy,
really
but
good.
It looked good. Yes.
The most successful out.
Yes.
I
agree.
I think poor Plastic. It was essentially the same silhouette with a Catwoman mask.
Yeah, and it wasn't even face kini. It wasn't fully covered. Yeah, I thought, oh god, how ill thought out, especially for a look queen.
Yeah, straight up. What do you think of this? So she's been constantly ribbed by the other queens about how she doesn't own most of her outfits. She's rented them. Do you think it's fair that they're ribbing her?
No, I don't think it's fair. No. At the end of the day, I mean, queens that want to do well, or nowadays it's projected on Drag Race. If you want to do well on Drag Race, you have to invest in some way.
Well, of course, and if you can't,
if you can't invest, you either borrow or rent. And
I think it's really crafty.
To be honest, the drag community is very close, wherever it is in the world. I mean, the UK drag community is super close. I know that I can go to another queen and go, honey, can I borrow that for the night? And I'll give it back to you
in 2 weeks.
In 2 months, whatever. Yeah. So that's fine. To me, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you want to read someone for borrowing or renting something, read it. But
a
queen's got to do what a queen's got to do.
I believe it. Yeah.
But Vangie and Plastic, they were just meh in the runway. And can I just point something else out? The lighting this runway was so bad. Besides Acaria, I kind of felt they were all mostly dark. Their fabrics and their colours that they went for were dark. And they just kind of blended into the background, except Acaria.
Yeah, in the Deliberations, in the Deliberation segment of, I think for the last few seasons, there has been an issue with lighting.
Yes.
Especially with the runway. It's just that something is always off.
Yes.
Especially when they project those disco lights.
Yes.
I don't know. It's sometimes it's really hard on the eyes.
On the eyes, and also just on the contestants, and also you also see it flickering on Rupaul's face.
Yes, no.
And it just doesn't. I don't know. I think they need to sort out the lighting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we then move on to the Deliberations, and it is revealed that the winner of this week's challenge is
Acaria Davenport.
Acaria C. Davenport. C. Davenport.
And I see that was merited.
Yes. I like it. So no, it was
brownie.
Definitely. It was definitely warranted. I thought, the main challenge was amazing and her runway was amazing.
Yes. Oh, she killed it.
I know there was a bit of a deliberation for Brooklyn, who potentially came second, I think.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn's runway wasn't as great as Acaria.
No. It was polished.
Yeah.
But it didn't really tell the story as much as Acaria.
Exactly.
Silky came third.
But let's skip all that. Let's go straight to the bottom. The bottom three, in descending order, were Sugarcane,
and then
Vangie and Plastique. Which I thought was inevitable.
It was inevitable, and it was fair.
Yes, it was fair because both their main challenges were bad and both their runways were bad.
And we've kind of given it away, but the bottom two were Vangie and Plastique, and they had to lip sync to Hood Boy by Fantasia Barrino. You love her.
I love Fantasia. No, not musically, but I just love her story. And there are one or two songs that I like. There's a song that she's got called I Feel Beautiful. And that is beautiful, literally. So, not a great song to lip sync to, eh?
No, but I will commend Plastique for going beyond her bucket, Death Drops and her House of Edwards, tricks and gadgetries. She focused on the song and she did her best at lip syncing. It was a powerful lip sync. Was it eclipsed by Vangie? I personally don't think so. I think Vangie's been kept in there, so shock horror, Plastique leaves, but I think Vangie's been kept there purely for story
for production,
yeah. Her whole story about coming back, the fact that she went viral, her whole bromance, with Brooklyn.
Yep.
And she's been underwhelming. I love her. I love her as a queen. I think she, there's such tenacity there. But let's be honest, a lot of these challenges she hasn't delivered.
Well, let me make you a prediction. What's going to happen now is, as we know, this show is so produced. So there's going to be this wake-up call for Vangie. She's going to go on this big journey, and she's going to probably exit at the top 5 or the top 4, or maybe top 4. Or, there's going to be this reawakening. This Vangie, it will, deliver, basically. Even though she'll probably stay the same.
Yeah, another little question.
Yeah.
We've been watching the show now for like 15 seasons.
Yes.
It's a long time.
Yes.
We kind of know the formula. We kind of know the story arcs that certain queens are going to get. And even though it can be predictable, why do you think we still watch it?
We still watch it because, we're in our 30s. For years, we were starved of LGBT content on television.
We grew up at a time during Section 28, where we weren't allowed to be open at school. We experienced severe hardships and bullying at school, and we had no support. And we like you said, we were starved of LGBT content.
And do you know what? Yes, it's produced. Yes, it's a reality show, but it's the only LGBT content I feel that we have available to us in the UK that is unashamedly gay.
And I just want to add, simply because it's one of the only doesn't mean that we're just making do. I think for what it does and the way that it's represented LGBT culture and taking it to the mainstream, it's really helped with LGBT equality in so many ways. And I think a lot of people forget that it is a reality TV show. It will have production elements.
Of course, and I'm going to say this with my eyes closed because I want them to see my eye makeup today. Sergio, you've done an amazing job on my eyes. Can I just say, yes you did. Just being humble about it. But what I'm going to say is, what was I going to say?
You were going to say something, but you closed your eyes.
Okay, let me close my eyes again. What I wanted to say was, look, we are both drag queens. We love drag. So of course we're going to love RuPaul's Drag Race, no matter how produced it is.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
It doesn't take away from... I think back to when we were like 12, 13 and we had nothing.
No.
And, I think it's done so much for the community.
Yes.
And even though it is predictable, I will still watch it. Love it.
Queen!
You're the big one.
Okay, so, going back to the lip sync. Listen, I hear what you're saying about Vangie and Plastique. It's not a lip sync that's going to go down in history.
No,
it was horrible. It was
I personally think Plastique did a better job. I see why Vangie was kept. I like Vangie like the same way that I like Alyssa. She's funny. She makes me laugh.
Yes.
But she's not a performer I like to watch.
Yes. So, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, as you probably have guessed by now, the queen that leaves this episode is...
Plastique Tiara, who goes back to Dallas, Texas.
Oh no, that's not a tiara. That's a tiara.
Was that crown?
Whatever.
Whatever.
So, yeah. Am I surprised? No.
Can I
just be honest and say, do I care? No.
No. I'll say this. So, like, we've been very forthcoming about our addiction on these video reviews. We have things for Asian queens and plus size queens.
Asian plus size.
Yeah. There you go. Oh my god.
So, you know, I like plus size queens. Sergio likes Asian queens.
And I will say this, and this, I say this with a heavy heart because I had such hopes for Plastique. Of all of the Asian queens, she would probably rank towards
the lower end.
The lower end. She is no Juju. She is no Manila. She is no Jiggly.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. Would you rank her above Vivienne Panay?
Who?
Vivienne Panay, season 5.
No.
Supposedly the fishiest queen ever.
No.
So you rank her above. Would you rank her above Yuha Samaki?
Yuha Yamasaki.
Yes.
No, Yuha Hamasaki.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
Something about Hamasaki.
Yes. To me, they're both equal.
Yeah.
They're just
I think
nondescript.
Yuha has made a name for herself, since.
Yeah.
So it's kind of made me warm to her. But in the show, she wasn't that great.
No.
She's on the lower end.
Yeah.
She's no Gia.
No. I think that's where you'll place her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Which is heartbreaking because I had such hopes for her.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when the promo came out, you were in love.
I was jizzing all over it. It was stunning. She was not just visually, but there was this wittiness to her, but unfortunately I didn't get translated.
Yes.
So Asifa, tell me, at this stage, who's leading the pack for you?
Who's leading the pack? Do you know what? Brooklyn Heights.
Oh yeah, she is a front runner with Evie not far behind.
No, and Evie, Brooklyn, Silky.
Yeah,
totally. Top 3, I'd say.
Yeah. And then Akira would round out the top 4.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to go next?
Sugarcane.
Yeah.
Sugarcane or Vangie.
Yeah, it's certainly those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's a good episode. I hope it flows.
Well, to be honest, we don't have many episodes left. It's 12 episodes this season.
Really?
I'm sure. Yeah, so we don't have many left.
Wow.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of another review of RuPaul's Drag Race. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone in between, I have been Asifa Lahore. He has been Sergio. And we shall see you next week. Bye!